Hey, D&D Talk, let's keep going. So the next section talks about kinds of players. And I think that this is important, but I also think that they present it in a kind of a strange way. So the way it's presented is that there are acting kinds of players, instigating and fighting kinds of players, exploring, optimizing, problem solving, and storytelling kinds of players. And an exploring kind of player is going to want to explore, so you want to give them locations to explore and little trails that lead into treasure maps that lead into locations and waterfalls to look behind and all that. And while that's cogent, the problem is that this isn't a person. This is a mood that a player gets in my opinion. And that's why I like to look at it like this. This is probably going to be more than one part, but let's talk about it kind of overarching right now. I think that the way that a player exists kind of in the middle of this, right? Between the storytelling and the mechanics, there's kind of a, I like these more than the other most of the time. However, they spread out across this whole spectrum. And what the spectrum is, or the way I laid it out, is like this. First, we have the player-to-world interactions, right? Fighting and instigating, changing the world. What can I, the player, do in the world? And the things that the players want to do in the world is a really good clue onto what they want to do in the world. But kind of like asking a kid what they want to eat, or saying how big of a meal you want, it's really easy to ask for something that you don't actually want, or to ask for something that you think you want and then you actually don't want it. So that's the first kind of hurdle. But what the players want to do in the world is your first hint at how to put things in the world your players want to do. On the other side, you have exploring and optimizing, what the world can do for the players, what the context of the world is offering me as a player. And the context of the things that we have available in the world are going to be the context of the things that we can offer the players. And, what they see in the world is what they're going to expect to be able to do. And so that's kind of the other end of the spectrum, right? So what the players are looking to do and what the players are able to do are going to kind of create this realm of possibility. And in the middle is kind of the most important part, which is the acting and problem solving, as they call it, or essentially how players interact with each other, how they plan things together, what they want to do together, what their shared interests are and lore, and like, are they all way into the idea of being a boat of pirates going around and doing piratey things? And that's probably the direction you're going to want to go in. And so when you consider what the players want to do in the world, what the world can offer the players, and how the players interact with each other, you kind of get this idea of not necessarily, player A likes this, but this is the direction that the table is going in, and this changes over time. So let's keep talking about it, but, long story short, think about your players when you're making a game.